Have you ever made DIY crafts using puzzle pieces? In today's episode, that's what we're going to do. Hey Bestie, it's Lisa. Welcome or welcome back. I've got 4 puzzle DIY hacks just for you. I've got this 24-piece puzzle from the Dollar Tree. It doesn't really matter which puzzle because we're not going to use the side that has the little puzzle on it. And I've got this wood round that was in my stash. I've got some white chalk paint, and I've also got some gold spray paint. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint several coats of the white on this round piece because this is going to be like the background of our wall hanger, or it could be a door wreath, whatever you want it to be. I'm also going to do the edges just so that it looks nice and finished. There it is with the other coats on it and nothing on the back. Next, we're going to add a hanger because we don't want to forget to do that. So I'm just going to take a piece of rope and hot glue it down and then use a little masking tape to secure it. And then that little hanger isn't going to go anywhere. I love to do this when I make hangers. All right, now that we've got that out of the way, we can turn it over and get the puzzle pieces that I took outside and did 2 coats of the gold spray paint. Once they dried, I brought them in, and now I'm just positioning them kind of in a circle around the edges of this wood round. And I'm going to hot glue each of the actual puzzle side down so you only see the gold. I love the gold and the white contrast. Then I'm going to add some greenery and flowers to the very center, and this will just become a beautiful wall hanging with a really interesting design because of the puzzle pieces. And I think making them gold made that super fun. Of course, you could paint your puzzle pieces any color that you want. And if you liked the colors on the puzzle, you won't even have to paint. You could actually just put the puzzle pieces on there. A second idea I had that I didn't do is turning this into a clock. And each of the puzzle pieces could be like one of the hours, and you could put numbers on them. And I thought that would be cool to drill a hole in the middle and add the clock mechanism. Wouldn't that be beautiful? So another idea, I just like doing the greenery, especially because it's going to be spring here and I'm so excited. So I'm getting ready for that and just adding some interesting leaves to this as well to make sure that it looks nice and full and lush in the middle. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do to this one.
Standing underneath the lights, looking to each other's eyes.
This is it, the finished piece. I am absolutely loving it. So fun, so whimsical. You'll have to let me know what you think. I've got another Dollar Tree puzzle here. I love these puzzles because they're only 24 pieces. Sometimes I wish the pieces were smaller and they didn't have any that I could find. But anyway, if you ever just wanted to get puzzles, they're really cute too. And then I've got some wood stir sticks that you can get at hardware stores, but I also order them on Amazon. You get more that way. So I'm going to take this puzzle and I'm going to separate all the pieces. I like to put the end pieces separated from the inside pieces, because then I know how I might want to place them. So I'm going to create what would be like 5x7 frame. So I'm going to make it a little bigger than that for each piece. So I'm going to make 2 for the sides and 2 for the top, one for the bottom and 1 for the top. I'm going to use my miter shears to cut those out so I have nice straight edges. Now you could also bevel these edges, but I decided not to do that. I want to make this super easy to make. So we're going to just take the 2 smaller pieces and sandwich them right between the 2 longer sticks. And I'm going to add hot glue to each of those intersections. You're never going to see this part anyway. So I wanted to just go ahead and get as much on there and make it nice and secure. Now I'm going to add tape over each of those little corners on the hot glue just to further solidify those pieces together. You could take little popsicle stick pieces and put those over the corners too as another option. I'm going to turn it over and repeat the same thing on the other side. Like I said, you will not see this. It'll be covered by puzzle pieces. And I'm sure you figured it out, but we are making a cute little picture frame.
Standing underneath the lights, looking to each other's sides.
Now for this frame, I decided not to paint the puzzle pieces, but you can. These are a little bit on the like childish side. It looks like it's from Lilo and Stitch, the kids movie. And so because I'm going to put a picture of my husband with some of his grandkids in there, I thought, oh, that would be kind of fun to keep the puzzle pieces the way they are. But let's say you had a puzzle that had like just beautiful, like impressionistic painting type of a look. You could do that, or you could paint your puzzle pieces all different colors or whatever color scheme you want. So I'm going to add a hanger first before we go any further using some jute and hot glue and tape like I usually do. Then I'm going to just start positioning the four corners using the puzzle pieces. And I'm going to try to find 4 pieces that are not end pieces. I think it looks really cute when they're not. Now, because this puzzle only had 24 pieces, there were actually a lot of end pieces. I almost wished I could have used more of the inside pieces on this puzzle and less of the end pieces. But because of the ratio, I ended up using the end pieces more along the inside between the corners. You'll see in a minute here. So I would say that for a smaller picture frame, this could have been really cute, but I think I would prefer smaller puzzle pieces in the future. Because see here, I'm going to start using some with those ends. And I'm not sure I like the way the ends look on this as much as I like the way the other pieces look. You have to let me know what you think. And I was also trying to mix up colors, and so it didn't look like I was actually putting the puzzle together as I did this. This is really just to what pleases you, what look you like. I just think it's so fun and whimsical to have the puzzle pieces on there. I'm really, really liking this look.
Tired snowflakes are coming down, collapse into water when they hit the ground.
Wherever there was a little gap and you could see the paint stir sticks in between, I added this beautiful color. It's like a teal, and I thought it kind of looked really pretty with the other color that was already on there. I also painted the back just so it was nice and finished. And then you can just add your picture. I took it outside and sprayed a clear glaze just to seal it all in. And I think it's adorable. And the next slide, you'll see it with a picture. Anyway, let me know what you think. I've got another one of these adorable Dollar Tree puzzles, and I have always wanted to like make my own puzzle, and I suppose you could get a puzzle pattern and use your Cricut and do something like that, but I thought I'm going to take one of these smaller puzzles. I'm going to put some painter's tape across the pieces to hold it completely put together. Obviously, I've assembled it, and you'll see what I'm going to do here in a moment. We'll leave this side. Now, if it survives the tape, then great. We'll have a 2-sided puzzle, and if it doesn't, no big deal, because my goal here was to make my own puzzle. So we're going to turn it over. And now we've got a blank slate. So first I'm going to put down a coat of the clear polyacrylic just to seal it in, because that's kind of like that rougher side of the cardboard, if you will, like more unfinished. Then I've got these Dollar Tree rub-on transfers that I love, and I've got some pink acrylic paint, and I'm going to paint the whole back side this beautiful pink, and I'm going to do a couple coats till it looks nice and solid without the little brush strokes on it, you know. And I'm just using a sponge brush because it holds more of the paint on it, so I can get more done at a time. And then you'll see I'll add more until it's a nice solid covering. Now I'm going to put this transfer on there. Now it does take a while because it's a whole transfer. And I'm just going to keep using my little piece of wood. You could use a credit card, a Cricut scraper, whatever you want. And I'm just going to scrape over the top until the design comes off and releases onto the back of the puzzle, which is now the front of our homemade puzzle. You could also do this like with a photograph that you transfer on there. There are a lot of instructions online for how to transfer a photo onto something, or if you had stickers, but then you'd have to cut them out. This I liked because it would be able to come apart with the puzzle pieces very easily. So once I got that whole piece on there, I had some extras from other ones where I'd cut them up, and now I'm going to cut some words and just start placing them all around those edges so that it'll be super fun. And of course, I love all the words on there. These are great transfers. Whenever I find them, I grab them because they're so easy to use, and you can just use individual words or a lot of words, whatever you want. So I've got them all on there now. I'm going to spray another coat of the clear glaze on there. Once that dries, I'm going to remove the tape on the back. Unfortunately, it did pick up a little bit of the print. So, I mean, you could color that in, I suppose, and still have a two-sided puzzle. Now I'm just going to take the puzzle apart very carefully. And by the way, it worked perfectly. I just went real slow and pushed through the pieces, and then I put it back together, and there it is. And now I've got a homemade puzzle. And it took me a few minutes to put it together, so it wasn't like so easy that it was ridiculous. It was actually a fun little puzzle to do if you didn't want to spend a lot of time. Let me know if you have any ideas for this. I had some extra of the gold pieces from a previous project, so I thought, let's see if we can use those, and we'll take this soup can and we'll wrap them around and make a cute little vase. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take off the, wrapper on the can, the label, and I'm going to paint the can white. I thought that would be a nice base, so if you see anything between the puzzle pieces. Now I do end up spraying it with more gold after all, but I think putting the white there helped the gold to stick a little bit better on the can. So now I'm going to pull about half the width of the puzzle so that what's remaining is just the gold part, and it's super thin and flexible. Do you see how I did that on these? They came apart very easy, by the way. I'm going to add hot glue to the back side, and I'm going to take anything with a straight edge at the top, at the bottom there, and I'm going to wrap them around and cover as best as I can with the puzzle pieces. So I'm just going to keep adding puzzle pieces until I get the majority of this can covered. And I'm going to do the top and then the bottom, because that's where I want to use those straight edges as much as possible. So here we're going to go to the top now and do the same thing. Otherwise, you'd have to trim pieces. That's what I figured. I'd save myself some trimming. You just hold down the sides until the hot glue adheres, which doesn't take more than a couple of seconds, actually. Now the whole thing is covered, and I took it outside and added the gold spray paint to cover any of the sections that did not get covered by the puzzle pieces. You can see where the corrugation part from the can is showing. So I thought, let's take some greenery. This is greenery that I got from Amazon, but you can also use greenery from the Dollar Tree or wherever else you shop. And I'm going to hot glue it into those little areas where you still see the can. And I thought that would make it kind of interesting because they're mostly in the center area of this can. They don't go to all the way to the top or all the way to the bottom, because remember, I used the flat side of the puzzle pieces for both of those areas. And I thought this just added a really cute, interesting look to it. And I love the green with the gold. I think that's really pretty. And since a lot of people are using gold accents these days, I thought this would be kind of fun for a decor piece. So there it is. I've got most of those covered. And now you can just use this any way you want. I put in some flowers. You could put in whatever you like. I thought the purple flowers looked really pretty as a contrast. Let me know what you think. Are you ready for more inspiration? I've got another video here I think you will really like. Click on it. I will see you there. You are truly a blessing to me. Bye.